Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Monday, October 21st, 2024. It's a new week. This is my daily vlog where each morning I come in, turn on the camera, talk about what I've been doing, what I'm doing next, and how it's going. Trying to make content creation indefinitely sustainable until I get to work each day doing those said things. So I got to catch up on the weekend. So last time we spoke, it was Friday. Had a new Friday Plays coming out. I was going to work on a new Editorial to get that out and got all that stuff accomplished. Well, the first was done. The second one I did get finished. So let's first talk about the Friday Plays. So you'll remember the previous week I'd put out a haunted house Friday Plays for Halloween, and it did gangbusters, right? It was huge after the weekend. It was, what was it, 15, 18,000? I forget, it was a lot. It was a whole bunch. So I figured it's going to follow up with something that's not going to do as well, and not as well, but damn well, actually. So my Friday Plays, Friday was Ghost Manor, which is from a little company called Zonox. It was owned by KTEL. I didn't know the game. It was suggested by somebody in comments, so I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And I gave it a shot, and it was pretty cool. And that video that I put out on Friday now has nearly 9,000 views the last time I looked. So a great performer, right up there in the top tier of the Friday Plays that I've done. So tickled to death about that, and that was really the lead contributor to our traffic over the weekend. Was that, and still the previous one, the haunted house. The two Friday Plays together were for the last 2 weeks were doing really well. The other thing I wanted to accomplish, of course, was a Saturday. I had postponed for a week, and I had this great Editorial that I was going to create, and it was all about high scores and how important they are to us, and how they've not become as important in modern games, and how we just got them in some of the gadgets this year, and I thought it was well produced and well thumbnailed and well put out there, and well, it flopped. For us, a huge flop. It's the low performer, under 2,000 views over the weekend. So 2.5 days, and it's 2 days. Okay, came out Saturday. Still 48 hours, and it's 1,900 views. I have thoughts about that. We'll talk about that at the end of the video, but that went over like a lead balloon. I don't know what. I mean, people that watched it seem to enjoy it, but that's always the case. If you watched it long enough to have an opinion, you're going to comment. It's just that it didn't have volume. And so it was, it's an evergreen video, but still didn't get any traction in the first place. I'm not holding my breath. If something changes in the future, we'll talk about it. But it's a learning experience, and sort of, we'll talk about in a second. Also, Friday, I created a Patreon patron bonus for over on Patreon. I tried another weird Oreo mashup. Posted that for our contributors over on Patreon. Saturday, we did the podcast recording that we had to put off the previous week because of internet issues and other stuff. That was the one that we had a guest host. We'll edit that tomorrow. I got to get some more prep work done on that because it was a long recording, like 1 hour and 30. I've already started to work on that over the weekend. And then Sunday, I made a short video that I'd had in my head for a while about how to get a perfect bonus in a video game, arcade game, how to do a bonus screen 100%. It's odd that doing it takes almost exactly a minute. And so I did it. It's like 56 seconds or something, how long it takes to do it. However, you'd go, well, what about the schlongs, the short longs? Well, they're not being recognized yet. I did create one short long short, whatever I call them. Yeah, they're schlongs. I did create one, and I've uploaded it, but I'm waiting for YouTube to get around to figuring out that it's not a long form video. It's still sitting in my rack as a long form, so I won't publish it until it transitions over to the shorts. While you can't upload them, they're not being recognized yet to everybody. It's going to take a while, I guess. So, like everything YouTube, I was surprised when they announced that it was rolling out so soon. And here's why: because it's not really rolled out yet. It's just, in theory, everything you publish after the 15th of the month will eventually become a short if it's under 3 minutes and vertical, but not yet. So, I was excited about starting to create some stuff, and can't be done yet. Okay, so let's talk about stats. At least stats were decent over the weekend. They weren't a huge weekend like we had seen the previous weekends, but I attribute that to just an Editorial that it did not generate the kind of views that we're accustomed to. So, but I do have my little chart here. On this chart, I would like to be at or above this midpoint, which is 13,000 views and 80 subscribers average over the last 7 days. So with a weak Sunday, decent Saturday, We're about where we were last week, still decent, just below 13,000 on the views, 12.6, and 142 subscribers, still up toward that upper end. I mentioned on Friday we were just shy of 63.1. We were at 63 and at least a half or so. But I said maybe by Monday we could be at 63.5. We are! Not a full 500, like 460 or something, but as of today, 63,500 and about a third. So even though the video didn't perform as I thought, one of them didn't, still productive weekend in terms of staying on course. So let's talk about today. A lot of stuff going on and a big happy interruption today, so we'll see how that goes. Things I absolutely have to do. I need to cut the next Celebrating Yesteryear for Retro Days. I'll get that done this morning. I need to pick my next Friday plays. I think I will stick with the Halloween theme. There's several options. I'm going to choose one. I have 2 deliveries coming this week, and those will definitely turn into videos. I just haven't started working on graphics for them yet. I think one is coming Wednesday, tomorrow or Wednesday, and one is, I'm not sure yet, but anyway, I got that coming up. So I have writing and graphics to do for that sort of thing. And then my daughter is coming in town to visit. So she's driving up and she's going to spend the day here. She's going to spend the night here, actually. So she will be a happy interruption in my day when she's here. She's here to do some other stuff and visit with friends and do some work. But when she has time for me, I'm going to break and to make time. I don't know if it's dinner or whatever it is, or lunch or something. But so that will be a small interruption. And then this evening, 7:30 p.m. live stream of Tormenture. Today is the release day of that weird adventure and torment real world horror mashup thing, perfect for streaming in October. It releases the full version today, and I'm going to be streaming that tonight at 7:30 Eastern over on YouTube. So, plenty to do, plenty coming up this week at least, and a lot of irons in the fire. Before I go, I wanted to talk about about the high score editorial from over the weekend that just didn't perform well. And I'd like to try to use it as a learning, like, oh, so what did I do there that I didn't do? And like, I can't learn from it. There's nothing to learn for me that I think. I followed the same formula. I released it at the same time. It's a similar broad topic. It has a picture of me on the thumbnail going, what do I think about this? Just like a previous successful one did. It had a big splashy title and a controversial. So, by following that and not doing well, what that reiterates for me, that I think we learned from the Friday plays over the last few months, and we're reiterating here, is that YouTube is not a formula. If you find perfect success, it doesn't mean that it's going to work every time. I think if you keep working on your craft, it will, over time, you will see success if something can be successful. But just because you do a very similar thing as you did last time and release it in the same way with the same effort, the same everything, doesn't mean you're going to get the same results. And that's true in the reverse too. If you're a smaller channel and you're creating small things and they do small work, doesn't mean they always will. One may blow up unexpectedly. And it's aggravating, but it really it speaks to the grind people talk about with creation, especially with YouTube, which is my focus because of the great opportunity for revenue and growth. If it were simple, why would anyone have a traditional job? They would just, oh well, cool, videos of my cat, I'm a millionaire kind of thing, right? Whereas I'm putting in actual genuine production and writing and scripting and editing and producing and all that stuff, and sometimes we get great results and sometimes we get a stinker. That's regardless of the quality that I might think it is, it's just not getting people in the door. Did I pick just the wrong topic, or did I pick the wrong angle on that topic, or should I have not chosen that topic at all, or was there something else out there that's more? Who knows? Or you don't know. That's the problem. I don't know. It's not like I'm going to talk about this here to the camera with you and come to the realization that I know what I did wrong, because I didn't do anything wrong other than just not make the right choice. But I don't know that there was a right one to make, because we didn't know it was the wrong choice until the choice is actually made and exercised. So you can only push forward with what you think is the best and hope for the best. You can learn from it, you can study it, but it doesn't always mean that it's not always an equation. It's not always, oh, I forgot to carry the 1. It's not like I don't think I can look back and figure out what was the wrong thing with this video. It just wasn't the right thing for some reason. And maybe it will be later, maybe it never will be, but as frustrating as that was and disappointing that that video didn't do well after a series of Saturday editorials doing well, it doesn't discourage me. I have the next editorial already ready. I know what it's going to be. I'm going to put it out Saturday. I'm going to do it again. It's another topic that I think will be fun and entertaining and get people's attention, and we're going to give it a shot. Because you can't let those, I can't either. No one can. If you're going to be serious, you can't let those kind of misses and underperformers discourage you from staying on, because it's staying on that regular pattern, that regular grind, and putting out stuff is what chips away at the algorithm, and chips away at growth, and chips away at what we're trying to accomplish. Would I love to go viral with something and be successful overnight? Sure. But even that, there's no guarantee that would last. I would rather build something over time and know that I've built something with a solid foundation than a fly-by-night, how can I ever repeat that kind of thing? So the good news is I bet next Saturday's does better. Yeah? So that's the bright side. Look up from there. Yeah. I don't know. All right. Cleanse that from my palate. Not worry about that anymore. All those bad feelings are out. Get after this week and do it again. Do it again. Because we did have good stuff over the weekend. That Friday plays, just not both things, which usually create a good weekend. So, all right. That's it. I'm going to get busy. Thanks for popping in to check out today's vlog. If you did, if you're here every day, you know I love you for that. More and more of you. I'm so grateful to see you here and happy to have you as part of my support system and keep me motivated. Have a great Monday as best you can. I know it's Monday. Don't forget to do something good for yourself. And I will talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.